I'm Rachel. This is Body by Bender Mat Pilates. We're doing a 25-minute full body flow, so let's get started. Lying down onto our backs. So swing yourself into the middle of your mat. Back is flat on the floor. Chin is out of the chest. Shoulders are spread back wide behind you. Collarbone is wide. Tailbone is pressing down into the floor. Find a little space in your low back between you and the mat. Those legs are going to come into tabletop. And we're just going to start with our single leg marches. One foot dips down and then the other. Come back to tabletop and switch. Back and forth here. If you want to right away, we can add in the arms up towards the ceiling. And if we want to go a little bit farther even, curl the head and chest up and reach those arms just a little bit forward at a high diagonal. Get that core waking up on both ends today. Keep pulling that belly button down as we lift and lower the legs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave those legs up in tabletop. Start to dip both toes down at the same time, scoop back up. And if you have those arms lifted, I want you to take the arms the opposite direction as those legs go down. If not, you can just leave the arms down by your side on the floor. Also totally fine option. Lots of little things here you can do to just kind of challenge your body a little bit further as we warm it up. Let's go for 8. Pull that belly button down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. I want you to curl all the way up now and bring your knees in a little bit closer to your chest. Just shoot that left leg out at a high diagonal and bring both of your hands on top of your right shin. So your right shin is parallel to the floor, shoulder blades curling up, left leg is extended out long. We're gonna hold here and then just switch. Grab onto the opposite shin. Those legs switch back and forth. Let's go at a nice kind of quick pace here. So not necessarily speeding through it, but just kind of a 1, 2. Switch and switch. Elbows stay out wide. Try to keep that that knee from coming right into your nose. So keep pulling the abs down. It'll help you create a little more space. I have accidentally kneed myself in the face doing this before. I am a professional, but I am also very spazzy. So just keep that in mind. Control with the abs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to tuck both knees in now. Bring both hands onto one shin. So you're in a nice little ball shape here. Those arms and legs are going to shoot out away from each other. Round everything in. Bring those hands back onto the shins. Curl back off those shoulders. We reach everything away. Circle around and up. Reach everything away. Circle back in. And I don't want you really like rocking around on your pelvis here. Those abs are helping you control this movement. So the hips are not wobbling around. We're just lifting straight up and down. Let's go for 5 more here. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Tuck those knees back and let the head go back for 1 second. Quick reset. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Those legs are going to shoot straight up towards the sky now. I want you to curl your head and chest off of the mat. Reach up as high as you can onto your right leg to start. Draw the shoulders down the back, so keep the shoulders from like hiding your beautiful face. Drop it down. You're looking straight into that kneecap as you lift up with a straight arm. And we're just going to hold it like here for a second. Scissor switch to the other leg. Switch and switch. So everything else is staying pretty still here. We're just moving the legs. We're not rocking around. The shoulders stay down the back. It's more the leg reaching towards the hands rather than the hands reaching towards the legs. So we're not trying to strain the neck here. We're just warming up the abs a little bit more. Let's go for 10 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees up, the head and chest go back. Head can stay on the floor for this one, or if you want a little extra challenge, your hands can be behind the head and chest can be curled up, but I'm gonna keep my head down for this because I find it makes it easier for me to get into those low abs. So legs shoot straight towards the sky. Tiny bend behind those knees, just a little baby bend there. I want you to lower those legs down just until you kind of feel your low back starting to like arch up a little bit more off the mat. That's your low point for the day. So it totally depends on how your body's feeling, how low your legs can go. When you reach that bottom point, start to pull that belly button in to help you lift those legs back up. We send them down. Lift back up slowly with control. And if you find your quads are turning on, if your hip flexors are taking over here, bend those knees a little bit more, turn out those legs so just the heels are connected. And another little extra step you can take here, you just bring those hands to the outside of the thighs to give them a little bit of support. But just keep breathing in and out. 10 more here. 9 more. Go nice and slow. Take the momentum out of it. We got 7. 6, big exhales, you lift the legs back up. Pull that belly button down. 5. 4 more. Looks good for 3. 2. Last one. Pull all the way up. Tuck those knees into the chest. Bring the hands behind the head if they are already there. Curl the head and chest up. And I want you to extend that right leg out at high diagonal. Left leg comes back in the tabletop. Twist your upper body towards that left knee. And really try to reach that right armpit to the knee rather than just the elbow. And then we switch. Other side. So we're really trying to twist from the waist, not from the waist. From the waist. God, that's hard to say. Especially while you're doing crunches. I want those hips to stay still on the mat. We're just twisting right at those ribs. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on this last side, whatever side you're on. Tiny pulses up to finish here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We switch. Pulse up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck those knees into the chest. Circle the knees in one direction. Massage the low back. Circle the other way. Whew. And then rock yourself up to seated and bring yourself up to the top end of your mat. So you want to have your feet just kind of right at the edge of the mat. I want you to bring your hands onto the tops of your ankles. Hands are kind of wrapping around the sides. So you got your knees like hugging into your outer thighs, sorry. Your feet are gonna lift off of the floor. And I want you right away to just rock back onto your tailbone. So you feel a little bit of that kind of like weeble wobble feeling. Your feet are lifting up, weeble, I know that's a very technical term, weeble wobble feeling. But you know what I mean. You kind of feel like go any direction, but you're pulling your core in to help you stabilize and stay up straight. From here, going for rolling like a ball. Just tipping back, tips of the shoulder blades, rolling back up, stopping at the top. We roll back, come back, bounce up on that tailbone, roll it back down. Deep breath in and out, and really try to articulate through the spine as you go down to help protect the low back. If you kind of just go flat down, sometimes it's not as fun. And we want to keep this fun. This is my favorite move in Pilates. Let's go for 5 more here. 4 more. 3, keep those knees out of the nose. 2. Last one, hold up at the top, hold those feet up. We're just gonna take those hands now, reach them out to the sides, and I want you to bring your hands on top, your elbows on top of your knees. So you've kind of got this like funky little, what kind of shape would this be? Kind of like an X? You sort of think about it, not too hard. The connection between your knees and your elbows, I want it to be like glue. We're gonna roll back with that shape. Squeezing the belly button, lift back up, keep that connection. Your abs will definitely feel this a little faster. Let's just go for 5 more here. Whew. 4 more. Big squeeze. Pull those elbows in for 3. Or maybe it was 4. Let's just do 3 more anyway. 3 more now. Last 2. Counting is hard. Final one. Holding up at the top. I want you to take those arms up to the side. Keep those legs lifted. And just extend those legs out at high diagonal. Pull them back in. If it's too much to have the arms up, just bring them behind the knees. That's totally fine. But see if you can lift those arms out, extend those legs out long, bend them back in. Upper body will reach back just a little bit here too. That's totally fine. And again, hands behind the knees is a great choice. Scoop those abs in. Let's go for 8 more here. 7, 6, 5 more. Go for 4, 3, 2, last one. Tuck those knees back in, those feet rest for a second. Last thing we're gonna do here on our little rolling like a ball sequence, a touch of cardio. Just, why not? I'm feeling fancy today. All right, so I want you to bring your hands back to the outside of your ankles. You're gonna lift those feet off the floor again. We're gonna roll back, but this time when we come up, I want you to stand up, jump up, reach back down, Roll back into a ball. Lift and jump. And you do not have to jump if you don't want to. If you just want to stand up, that's also fine. But just keep moving through it. Let's go here for just 30 more seconds. Keep breathing in and out. Big, strong jump. Roll back just to those shoulder blades. We lift up. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish on the floor. Beautiful work. Whew. And then I'm gonna have you flip over onto all fours. So we're on the hands and knees. Back is flat. Check in with all 4 points of your body here. Make sure you got a little bend in those elbows. Shoulders are over the wrists. Knees are under the hips. Let's just go for a little cat-cow for a second, stretching out the stomach. Oh yeah. And the back. Both of them need that right now. Good Lord. Woo. All right, I feel plenty warmed up. That beautiful hairstyle is falling out. I worked so hard to put this clip in. That is okay. That's life. All right. From here, I want you to just bring your heels together and your toes apart. So everything else can kind of stay exactly where it is. Hold while I fix my hair so I can see everybody. Okay. So I want you to walk your hands forward. Actually, no. Leave them where they are. Leave your hands in that quadruped position. I want you to lift those knees up, send your hips back, and then reach forward, straighten the legs out. Actually, yeah, walk your hands forward a little bit. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing you gotta adjust it a little bit here. So just take your time. We're just gonna go in and out, a kind of a squat position into a plank. Reach the hips back, send everything forward, hips drop down. Back and forth, shoulders stay out of the ears, neck stays long. Pull the abs up towards the spine. Let's go for 5 more here. Press down into all 10 toes on the floor. For 4, 3, last 2. Final one, I want you to hold that high plank here. Just holding here for a second. I want you to start to take those shoulders, bring them over your wrists, and bring them right back behind. Little saws here, forward and back. Just rocking back and forth on those toes, hinging at the shoulders. Everything else is still for 6. Keep breathing, keep that neck long. Keep looking forward, not down at the floor. Last 4, 3, 2, final one. Bend those knees, send the hips back. Child's pose. Rest for a second here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. All right, from here, I want you to pop forward into a forearm plank. So you're just gonna come onto your elbows. Elbows can either be parallel or you can have one fist wrapped on the other. Hips are dropping down, heels are sent back, neck stays long. From here, we're just gonna go for a little pike up. So we send those hips up to the sky, the crown of the head comes towards the floor, and just hold it there for a second. See how high you get those hips up. Keep the shoulders out of the ears, which is like always my number one crime I commit while doing pikes, is my ears are just like locked into my shoulders. And then from here, articulate through the spine to come back down that plank. We're only gonna do about 7 more of those, so we lift those hips up. Crown of the head drops down, shoulders out of the ears. Roll it back down. 6 more times, we scoop and lift up. Lower down. 5 more. And you'll feel this work in both your abs and your shoulders. Last 3. Keep scooping behind the belly button. For 2. Final one here. Send those knees down to the floor. Let your hips drop back. Open the knees up wide. Child's pose. Let your upper body sink into the floor. Give those arms a little break. Whew. Deep breath in and out. All right. When you're ready, I'm just gonna have you essentially belly flop forward. So that stomach comes onto the floor. The tops of the feet are flat into the ground. And I want you to just take your hands and bring them into a little forehead pillow for you. So palm on top of palm, elbows out wide. Tuck your tailbone in right away here. And just feel your abs pull, feel that belly button pull away from the floor as you tuck the tailbone in. So a little bit of abdominal engagement without even moving. Forehead is down into those hands. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And from here, keeping that forehead to hand connection, lift your chest off of the floor. First reaching forward and then up, pulling those abs in, lower back down. You should feel a big, kind of like, what's the right word? Contraction in the abs as you lift up. There we go. Rachel knows anatomy. As you lengthen up and down. This is as much an exercise for strengthening your mid-back as it is for strengthening your abs. And we're gonna squeeze into the glutes here too as we lift to help support the low back. If at any point things feel funky in the low back, you can also just bend those knees in to really focus in on the ab and kind of upper back connection here. Or legs can stay long. Both are totally fine by me. Let's go for 5 more here. 4 more, pulling up that belly button as we lift. For 3, 2. Last one, I want you to hold that head up, and I just want you to reach the hands up. I'm about to hit this table in front of me. Move your table if you need to, and reach those arms out long in front of you. Keep the head and chest lifted, and we're just gonna fold those hands back into the forehead, and then reach back out. So hands fold back in, reach out. In towards the forehead, out to the sides. So a little, we come out to a V and back to a sort of a T. Big in and out. Keep reaching, lifting from the mid-back to help lengthen the spine. Gaze is just a little bit forward on the floor. Let's go for 8 more here. Keep lifting. 7, 6, 5. Keep pulling that belly button away for 4. Glutes are squeezing. And for 3, 2. Last one. Bring those hands right underneath the shoulders and just let one cheek rest down on the floor. Whatever side you want to go with. I would do it too, but I'm going to crush my beautiful Britney microphone, so I'm just going to keep my head lifted, but you guys rest. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. From here, I want you to make another little forehead pillow for yourself. We're going to do a little setup for our hamstrings and our glutes here, so I want you to bring your knees out wide and bring your heels together. So you have a little bit of a whale tail situation going on, the non-2000 song version. I want you to start right away by pressing your pelvis down into the floor. So you feel that little tuck right at the pubic bone of that pressing down. From here, you're gonna keep those heels glued together and lift those heels up towards the sky. And keep that head down into your hands. So your upper body's a little out of this. We're focusing in on those glutes. And it's not a big movement. The knees should only lift a couple inches. If you feel yourself rolling up, you're probably dumping into your low back. So I want you to keep this low. Let's go for 10 more here. And squeeze those heels together. 9, 8, 7. I'm realizing I probably miscounted here. I think we're at actually 4 now, my bad. Last 3, 2. Final one, hold those heels up high, hold the knees up high. Little tiny pulses of the feet up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze those glutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those legs down. You just windshield wiper those legs out. Drop the knees side to side. And then when you're ready, I want you to rock yourself up, come into a quadruped position again. I'm about to say figure 4. Do not do that. And just go for a cat-cow. One more time here. Big inhale and exhale. Rounding through the back. Getting warmed up for our last sequence of the day because we're already almost done. Can you believe it? I certainly can't. We're gonna go right in for those glutes. So I want you to take that left leg out straight behind you. Check in with your body. I want you to bring your spine up in between your shoulder blades. Gaze is down at the floor. Left hip point is facing towards the floor. We're just gonna tap those toes down to the floor. Lift right back up. Tap and lift. Checking in with the belly too. I don't want your back kind of doing like any sort of accordion or bending thing. We're just going straight from the glute. The rest of that body is still. Like if you look at my back right now, nothing is happening there. You could put a cup of coffee there and I can keep it from falling over. Up and down. Keep pointing those toes, reaching that leg out long away from your body. Let's go for 10 more here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that leg up at hip height. I want you to tap those toes. I have to move over too. So after you tap those toes to the right corner of your mat, lift back up, tap to the left corner. So we're just gonna go tap up through the middle and switch. Little rainbow with that leg. We lift, switch, lift, tap, tap, tap. And we're not letting all that weight dump into our right side. I still want you to keep that right hip over that right knee. Even weight into those hands, shoulders are long. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That leg comes back up to hip height. I want you to flex that foot now and just bend that knee in towards your butt. Reach it back out with that flex foot. We bend in, reach it out. Bend in and reach out. And again, check in, make sure that weight isn't all just dumping over into your right side. Pull that box of your body back towards your center. Let's go for 10 here. Big flex. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, that leg stays lifted. I just want you to drop that right forearm down to the floor and bring that forearm parallel to your body. We're gonna peel open that left hip now, and we're just gonna tap that left foot down to the floor, scoop and lift back up. Tap and lift. Again, just working from the glutes. So the rest of the body is staying still. Lengthen out the waist, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, breathe in and out, and smile. This should be kind of fun, right? You get to feel very flexible while doing this. At least I get to. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that leg up high. I want you to bend that knee into your elbow. Reach it back out long. We bend in, reach it out. This is the one time I'll say, you can crunch those abs in a little bit here. It's okay if the back is a little bit bendy. Just keep pulling into the abs to support your low back. Crunch it in, reach it out. We go for 10, 9, 8. Keep lifting and squeezing that right glute. We go for 6, you got it. 5 more here. Go 4, 3, last 2, final 1. Bring that leg down. Woo! Send those hips back onto your heels. Child's pose for a second with those wrists rest. And then when you're ready, we're gonna set up for the other side. Last glute, last hit of work before we stretch. So if you have to switch around so you don't hit your couch, please do so now. Come back into that quadruped position. Find that little bend in the elbows, keep those knees right underneath those hips. We send that right leg out long, we just tap those toes down, lift back up. Tap and lift. Reaching out long. That low back stays out of it. We're working into the glute. So it doesn't have to be the most dramatic kick up in the world. It should be slow and controlled. That's how I know you're not letting your low back take over. Let's go for 10 here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, last one, that leg holds up at hip height. We tap the toes to the left back corner of the mat, lift up and switch. Tap and tap. Little rainbow here, still just working into that glute. Avoid falling over to that left side. Pull that left hip back in. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg back to hip height, flexing that foot. We're just gonna curl that knee and curl the heel in towards your butt, reach it back out. So the shin stays parallel to the floor the whole time. We're just bending and extending. A little kick for that hamstring there. Pulling that left glute in still. Press it in. Keep that knee lifted at hip height the whole time. And extend it as far as you can. Slow curl back in. Let's go for 10. 9. Keep that neck long. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold that leg out long. You're going to drop down to that left forearm. Left forearm is parallel to the rest, perpendicular to the rest of your body. And we just tap those right toes down, lift back up. Peel open that right hip. So again, we're just moving at that leg. We're not doing a crazy dramatic bend. The upper body is staying still, pulling the ribs away from the floor. You can use your hands to help support you here. Pull the abs in towards the spine. Lengthen that leg out as long as you can. Keep breathing and keep smiling. We're almost done. 10 more here. 9, 8, 7, go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold that leg up. I want you to bend elbow, reach it back out long. Tiny little crunch of those abs to help you bring that knee in. Reach back out. Crunch it in, reach out. We're still keeping the upper body away from the floor, so we're pressing the ground away with our forearm, with that extended right arm. Let's go for 10 more here. We're almost done. 9, you can do it. 8, 7, big reach out for 6, 5 more, waist stays long. Last 3, 2, final 1. Bring those knees down, send those hips out, send the knees out wide, send the hips back. Child's pose. Deep breath in and out. You know, like, even though this isn't like my normal, like, kind of cardio-ish work, I'm still sweating. I'm always sweating no matter what. Fascinating, truly. All right, I want you to come onto all fours again and just take your right foot forward, left knee is back, and just lean forward into a nice low lunge. So I want you to keep the hips squared off. So I mean, by that I mean the left hip comes forward, the right hip goes back. And just send that right knee over the right toes, over the right ankle. And tuck the tailbone a little bit here. That's the key to making this stretch all the more magical for your left hip flexor. If you want to, the hands can come up overhead. Lean a little bit deeper into that stretch, deep breath in here. And exhale, sink down 1 inch further. Keep squaring off those hips. And when you're ready, bring the hands down either side of the leg. I want you to straighten out that front leg now. You can kind of toe your foot forward a little bit here. Lift the toes off the ground, so the hips back. Go for a half split stretch. Just straightening out that front leg, flexing to the toes, send the hips back 1 inch further, and just have your hands there for a little bit of bounce. Deep breath in, exhale, sink down 1 inch further. Ooh, that's the good stuff. And when you're ready, rebend that front knee and then switch on over to the other side. So left foot is in front, come up onto those knees. Knees are both at 90 degrees to start, and then we just start to sink forward. Sending that left knee over the toes, pulling the right hip forward as the left hip pulls back. Tuck the tailbone to get that right hip flexor, that little extra stretch right to the front of the leg. Keep breathing into it. Abs are still gonna pull in towards the spine, even here. We're not letting it all go yet. Hands come up overhead. A little deeper into that stretch. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Sink forward 1 more inch. And when you're ready, those hands come back down. Frame that foot. Kind of heel toe your foot out there. Straighten out that front leg. And start to slowly pull those hips back. Still squaring out the hips. Still flexing into the toes and the front foot. Deep breath in here. Exhale, send the hips back 1 inch further. Ooh, geez, that is a good stretch. When you're ready, rebend that front knee and bring yourself all the way up to standing. And come stand at the back edge of your mat or right next to your couch if you need to keep yourself in frame. And take 1 big inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, pull them down into your chest. And thank yourself for coming, for working so hard today, because we are done. This has been Body Bender Mat Pilates. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.